Welcome, treasure hunters and coin collectors. You've just stepped into a world where a tiny coin can unlock huge fortune. From wartime nickels with hidden silver to rare errors worth thousands, we reveal the secrets hiding in your pocket change. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and get ready to discover the coins that could change your life, 1 cent at a time. Let's get started. Coin number 1. The 1945 P. Jefferson Monticello. Nickel is one of the most intriguing and historically significant issues in the classic Jefferson Nickel series, especially for collectors who deeply appreciate wartime coinage and the stories coins can tell. Though its face value is a humble 5 cents, the 1945 P.S. true allure comes from its wartime silver alloy, its place as the final year of that composition, and the premium that exceptional specimens command in the numismatic marketplace. Enthusiasts prize this coin not merely for its intrinsic metal content, but for its tangible connection to World War II, its design heritage, and the appeal of rare varieties that can far exceed typical price expectations. The historical backdrop of the 1945 P. Jefferson Nickel is deeply rooted in the economic and material realities of the World War II era. During the war, nickel, a strategic metal used extensively in armor and other military applications, became scarce for coinage, leading the U.S. Mint to adopt a special wartime composition between mid-1942 and 1945 that replaced most nickel with a blend of copper, silver, and manganese. The result was a nickel containing 35% silver, a distinctive alloy that marks the war nickels and sets them apart in the series. In 1945, with the war drawing to a close, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 119 million of these coins, each bearing a traditional obverse portrait of President Thomas Jefferson and a reverse depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, a design by Felix Schlag that had been in use since 1938. The large P mint mark above the Monticello dome also represents one of the first times the Philadelphia Mint regularly placed its mark on a Jefferson nickel, adding further historical interest. Visually and technically, the 1945 P nickel stands out from other Jefferson nickels because of both its wartime composition and its enduring design. The obverse side carries Jefferson's profile with inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" and the date 1945 framing his bust. On the reverse, Monticello's neoclassical architecture commands the field, accompanied by E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and 5 cents. The large mint mark positioned above Monticello's roofline, unique to wartime issues, makes identification straightforward, and is a key aesthetic trait that appeals to collectors. The coin's dimensions, approximately 21.2 millimeters in diameter and 5 G in weight, remain consistent with standard nickels, but the subtle toning and color shifts from its silver-rich alloy add visual depth that many numismatists find attractive. Despite substantial mintages, rarity emerges through condition and specific varieties rather than sheer numbers. Most 1945 P nickels remain relatively common in circulated grades and are readily obtainable for modest premiums over face value, often reflecting their silver content rather than scarce survivorship. However, in higher grades, especially uncirculated mint state, examples, the population thins dramatically, particularly for coins graded MS66 and above, or those exhibiting desirable features like crisp strikes and original surfaces. Within these ranks, certain varieties and errors command significant attention. For example, double die reverse and full steps examples, where the 6 steps of the Monticello design exhibit complete, sharply struck horizontal lines, are keenly sought and can exponentially elevate value. These traits underscore the importance of meticulous condition and variety identification in assessing this coin's true rarity. When it comes to market value, the 1945 P nickel's worth spans a wide range based on condition, certification, and specific variety. In typical circulated grades, values can hover just above the coin's silver melt value, often a few dollars depending on silver prices at the time. Even many uncirculated examples in the common MS60, MS63 range usually trade in modest price tiers. However, the story changes dramatically for high-grade and rare variety specimens. Collectors and auction records show that full steps coins graded in higher mint state levels, such as MS66 or beyond, have fetched thousands to tens of thousands of dollars, with some pieces achieving remarkable prices in major auctions. Likewise, rare double die reverse and other era varieties can bring strong premiums, with documented auction results showing figures in the mid to high four figures for well-graded examples. These valuations reflect both numismatic demand and the relative scarcity of fundamentally exceptional survivors from this large but condition-sensitive issue. For collectors seeking to engage with the 1945 P. Jefferson Nickel, several practical tips can help in navigating acquisition and preservation. First and foremost, professional grading and certification by services such as PCGS NGC or ANAX can authenticate condition and verify full steps or error status, which greatly influences value and liquidity. When examining raw coins, pay close attention to strike definition, surface quality, and toning, as these factors often indicate potential for a higher grade or premium attribute. Proper storage in inert holders or vault-grade flips helps protect surfaces from environmental degradation, preserving both aesthetic appeal and long-term value. Finally, consider sourcing coins from reputable dealers, well-documented auctions, and established numismatic communities, where expert insight and transparent provenance reduce risk and enhance confidence in purchases. In conclusion, the 1945 P. Jefferson Monticello Nickel stands as a compelling intersection of American history, coin design, and numismatic value. Its role as part of the War Nickel series anchors in a pivotal era when global conflict reshaped everyday objects and their materials. Visually distinctive with its silver content and reverse details, and rich with variant possibilities that captivate specialists, this coin appeals to both intermediate collectors building typesets and advanced numismatists chasing rare, high-grade examples. While most survivors trade at modest values, the truly exceptional pieces, especially those with full steps or distinct errors, shine as compelling investments and trophies within a well-curated collection. As interest in historical U.S. coinage endures, the 1945 P. Nickel remains a beloved and potentially rewarding piece of America's numismatic heritage. Continuing from the earlier detailed overview of the 1945 P. Jefferson Monticello Nickel, it's important to explore broader collector trends and market dynamics that further illuminate why this particular coin, though produced in relatively large numbers, has become a standout piece among U.S. numismatic enthusiasts. During the mid-2020s, interest in World War II era Silver War nickels, the term used for Jefferson nickels struck from 1942 through 1945 with 35% silver content, has grown steadily. Collectors prize them not simply for their age, but because they represent a unique wartime solution to metal shortages, with each coin physically embodying a pivotal moment in American and world history. The Philadelphia issue from 1945 is a key part of that narrative, helping to complete typesets and serving as a benchmark coin for evaluating condition rarities within the series. Although the 1945 P was widely minted, over 119 million pieces were struck at Philadelphia. The survival of high-grade examples is comparatively limited. That paradox of high original mintage versus low numbers of pristine survivors makes quality particularly desirable. Experienced collectors understand that a coin's eye appeal and surface preservation can drive value far beyond simple scarcity counts. Silver War nickels from this period often show circulation wear or surface roughness due to their long life in commerce, and the alloy's properties made sharp strikes harder to achieve at the mint. Consequently, coins that display crisp detail and minimal wear can command substantial premiums because they are simply harder to find in top grades. Coin number 2. The 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel, a World War II war nickel struck at the Philadelphia Mint, including its historical significance, unique features, rarity, value, and appeal to collectors. While this coin is sometimes confused in casual discussion with more famous rarities, like bicentennial issues, the 1944 P. Wartime Jefferson Nickel stands on its own as an important and collectible U.S. coin. The 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel is a remarkable piece for coin collectors, prized both for its place in American history and for its intrinsic value. Struck during the height of World War II, this nickel is part of the Wartime Silver Composition series that replaced the standard copper-nickel alloy so that nickel, a strategic metal, could be conserved for the war effort. Though not the rarest of all Jefferson nickels, the 1944 P is highly sought by collectors who specialize in wartime issues, high-grade examples, and complete Jefferson Nickel sets. Its appeal stems from a blend of history, distinctive design, and the challenge of finding well-preserved specimens in today's market. The 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel was minted at the Philadelphia Mint during World War II, at a time when U.S. coinage underwent significant changes due to global conflict. From 1942 through 1945, the U.S. Mint produced nickels using an alloy of 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese to free up nickel for military production. This war composition makes the 1944 P one of the few regular circulating 5-cent pieces that contain silver, giving it both historical and intrinsic value. The coin features Thomas Jefferson, the third U.S. president and author of the Declaration of Independence, on the obverse, and his beloved home Monticello on the reverse. Visually, the 1944 P maintains a familiar Jefferson design by designer Felix Schlag. Jefferson's left-facing portrait on the obverse with the date 1944, and Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, on the reverse with a large P mint mark above the building's dome, a feature unique to these wartime issues. The coin measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 5 grams. The most coveted examples are those with deep, clear strikes showing fully detailed steps on the Monticello reverse, full steps, an attribute that commands premium pricing among collectors. In absolute terms, the 1944 P is not a rare date. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 119 million of them, making it abundant in lower grades. However, scarcity comes into play at the higher end of the grading scale. Coins graded MS66 or above, and especially those with strong strikes and full steps, are much less common and sought after. The condition dramatically impacts collector demand. Average circulated pieces trade near or slightly above intrinsic silver value, but mint state specimens with exceptional eye appeal are significantly rarer and draw considerable interest from advanced collector. Typical 1944 P nickels in circulated condition are worth modest premiums over face value due to silver content, generally a few dollars in today's market. Uncirculated examples graded around MS60, MS65 often sell in the tens of dollars range, reflecting common availability. For high-grade, fully struck specimens, values rise substantially. Coins graded MS67 or higher, especially with the coveted full steps designation, have been documented selling for hundreds to over $1,000 at auction. Rare, top population grade examples, such as MS67 Plus or MS68, can cross the $1,000 plus mark, underscoring how condition and strike quality drive value. For collectors pursuing the 1944 P, identifying quality specimens starts with grading and certification by respective firms like PGS or NGC. Look for strong strikes with full steps. All 5 steps on Monticello sharply defined, as these versions command higher premiums. Avoid certification not only verifies authenticity, but also objectively assesses condition, which directly impacts resale value. Store coins in inert holders, e.g. Mylar flips coin capsules, in a stable, dry environment to preserve luster. Acquiring pieces from reputable dealers or established auctions reduces the risk of counterfeits or altered coins, an important consideration given documented wartime nickel counterfeits like Henning nickels. The 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel is a compelling blend of American history, artistry, and collectible challenge. Though accessible to novice collectors in lower grades, its true allure lies with high-grade specimens that showcase original luster and superb strike detail, attributes that resonate with both aesthetic appeal and investment potential. As part of the Wartime Silver series, it reminds collectors of a pivotal era in U.S. history and continues to appreciate steadily in markets where condition and rarity align. Whether completing a Jefferson set or searching for standout war nickels, the 1944 P remains a must-consider collectible with enduring appeal as the numismatic market strengthens and collector knowledge continues to rise. The investment outlook for the 1944 P. Jefferson Wartime Nickel becomes increasingly favorable. Many collectors now recognize the significance of the wartime silver alloy, along with the growing scarcity of top-graded full steps examples. As more lower-grade coins are damaged or melted for their silver content, the supply of premium survivors shrinks a little each year. Auction competition has already pushed the upper end of the market into new territory, proving that this coin is more than just an affordable collectible. It is a historical asset with room for continued appreciation. For collectors looking to diversify within U.S. coinage, high-grade 1944, P nickels stand out as a stable and historically meaningful addition to a long-term portfolio. Within the 1944 P issue, various die cracks, repunch mint marks, RPMs, and double die varieties add yet another layer of interest for collectors seeking something truly unique. These minting anomalies can elevate even a relatively common date into a prize rarity, especially when found in excellent condition. Some varieties exhibit doubling on Monticello's lettering or the phrase E pluribus unum, creating a bold and eye-catching effect that variety specialists love. As research continues, newly discovered minor variations still appear, fueling excitement among roll hunters and error enthusiasts. This sense of treasure hunting, the possibility that an overlooked coin may hold significant additional value, keeps the 1944 P relevant and thrilling to pursue. The 1944 P. Jefferson Nickel also serves as a tangible educational artifact from one of the most pivotal periods in modern history. Collecting war nickels connect enthusiasts to the wartime economy, national resource conservation efforts, and even the domestic manufacturing race supporting American troops overseas. It is a coin that can spark curiosity about the life and leadership of Thomas Jefferson, the architectural beauty of Monticello, and the strategic decisions required during global conflict. For younger collectors, owning a 1944 P becomes a first step into deeper learning, blending numismatics with patriotism, design appreciation, and historical understanding in a single small piece of silver-infused currency. In the full span of the Jefferson Nickel series, now 8 decades in the making, the 1944 P occupies a uniquely respected position. It bridges the gap between a modern circulating coin and a precious metal historical collectible, offering something special for budget collectors and specialists alike. Its bold wartime mint mark, silver composition, and role in American history differentiated from the majority of nickel issues surrounding it. While many dates fade into background over time, the 1944 P continues to shine, not only for what it is worth, but for what it represents: resilience, innovation, and the American spirit of perseverance during war. Those qualities ensure it retains a prominent place within U.S. coin, collecting for generations to come. Coin number 3. The 1943 P. Monticello Jefferson Nickel stands as one of the most fascinating and desirable wartime coins ever struck by the United States Mint. Highly coveted by collectors, it combines historical significance, unique metallic composition, and notable scarcity in top-grade condition, making it a target for passionate numismatists and serious investors alike. Strong market demand has pushed premium examples of this coin into impressive price territory, especially those certified at the highest mint state grades with brilliant luster and sharply defined strike quality. Today, the 1943 P nickel ranks among the standout issues in the Jefferson series due to its wartime silver alloy and rising value trajectory. During World War II, nickel metal was urgently needed for production of armor plating and other critical wartime applications. As a result, from 1942 to 1945, the U.S. Mint introduced a special alloy for 5-cent pieces that removed nickel entirely. The 1943 P nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint using this distinctive wartime composition and features a first-ever P mint mark on a U.S. circulating coin, a major numismatic milestone. This coin represents American economic adaptation during a turbulent era and symbolizes the nation's determination to support the war effort while maintaining continuity in everyday commerce. What truly distinguishes the 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel is its 75% copper, 25% silver composition, giving it the popular moniker War Nickel. Its obverse proudly displays the portrait of President Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse depicts Monticello, his iconic Virginia home. The oversized P mint mark above Monticello is a signature trait unique to wartime strikes and immediately identifies the coin as part of this historical subset. Each well-preserved piece showcases crisp design lines, frosty luster, and rich silver toning, making high-grade examples especially attractive both visually and technically. while tens of millions were minted. Surviving pieces in pristine condition are surprisingly scarce. Circulation wear and post-war silver melting significantly reduce the number of mint state MS survivors. The most valuable coins are those certified MS 67 and above, where only a very tiny portion of the population remains. Even more exceptional are full steps FS varieties. A designation for coins with fine architectural lines of Monticello steps are perfectly struck. These coins embody a level of rarity that intensifies demand, as full steps examples of wartime nickels are notoriously harder to find. Market values for the 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel continue to show impressive strength. Common circulated pieces might range from $1 to $5, supported by their silver melt value. However, when moving into top-tier numismatic territory, prices climb dramatically. Certified MS-66 coins can command $150 to $300, while those earning the elite MS-67 grade often exceed $1,000. Extremely rare MS-67 full steps examples have sold for $3,000 to $6,000 plus, depending on eye appeal, strike sharpness, and auction competition. Exceptional records can reach even higher when multiple collectors compete for truly premium specimens. Collectors seeking a valuable 1943 P should carefully examine strike detail, luster consistency, freedom from marks, and strong reverse definition, especially in the steps of Monticello. Professional certification from trusted grading organizations like PCGS or NGC is essential to authenticate authenticity, confirm grade, and maximize long-term investment security. Proper storage in protective holders and controlled environments will ensure that silver surfaces remain bright and free from corrosion or discoloration. Many successful collectors obtain their finest examples through reputable coin dealers, major auction houses, or numismatic trade networks where premium pieces are most likely to surface. In conclusion, the 1943 P. Silver War Nickel is more than just a 5-cent piece. It is a proud relic of America's wartime resilience and a beauty within the Jefferson Nickel series. Its combination of historical relevance, distinctive silver composition, and elite rarity in high grade ensures that collector interest will remain strong for generations. Whether held as a treasure display coin or a strategic investment asset, the 1943 P continues to earn admiration as one of the most valuable and essential Jefferson nickels any collector can aspire to own. For both new enthusiasts and seasoned numismatists, acquiring a superior example of this wartime icon promises lasting satisfaction and long-term appreciation potential. Beyond its core attributes, another factor that elevates the 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel is its incredible originality when discovered in untouched hoards or bankrolls. Because these silver alloy nickels were mixed heavily in circulation with their copper-nickel counterparts, unsearched rolls often contain hidden treasures, brilliant specimens that escape where altogether. Such discoveries help fuel excitement within the numismatic community, as collectors always hope to be the next lucky individual to uncover a gem-grade rarity from ordinary pocket change. This thrill of the hunt continues to keep the 1943 P. Nickel in the spotlight, appealing not only to high-end investors, but also to hobbyists who enjoy the adventure of numismatics. The striking quality of the 1943 P also varies considerably across the surviving population, making grading a crucial part of establishing true value. War nickels frequently suffer from weak reverse strikes due to metal flow issues during production, which means sharply detailed coins are exponentially harder to find. Coins exhibiting crystal clear steps on Monticello demonstrate exceptional die alignment and superior preservation through the decades, which is why full step certified examples are regarded as the royalty of this issue. When both strike strength and surface brilliance align, the 1943 P transforms from a historical coin to an elite numismatic masterpiece. Another growing aspect of collector interest involves a variety and error scene, which includes double dies, repunch mint marks, and die cracks unique to this wartime production year. These anomalies add distinctive character and bring premium prices when found in appealing condition. Specific varieties, such as those displaying noticeable doubling on the motto or Monticello's architectural elements, are increasingly being recognized and cataloged by grading services, further expanding the investment potential of the 1943 P. Nickel. Varieties tied to the early use of the P mint mark also carry significant historic charm, making them especially compelling targets for advanced collectors. The legacy of the 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel also extends into educational and patriotic appreciation. Its silver content reflects a moment in history when American citizens unknowingly carried a piece of the war effort in their pockets. That narrative of shared sacrifice adds sentimental value and makes the coin a tangible connection to a defining era of U.S. history. Collectors often share the story of how this nickel's metal, once destined for battle, was instead preserved as a symbol of American resilience. Such cultural meaning enhances its desirability far beyond its monetary worth. Looking toward the future, the 1943 P. War nickel remains positioned for continued appreciation as the availability of top-quality pieces declines each year. Advanced collectors are steadily locking away the finest examples into long-term collections and estate portfolios, reducing supply in the open market. As coin grading standards tighten and new collectors enter the hobby, the number of investors seeking high-grade wartime nickels continues to outpace the number available. This creates the perfect environment for rising prices, especially in the upper-tier full steps categories where the rarity is extreme. For anyone passionate about both history and profitability, the 1943 P. Jefferson Nickel stands as a smart and rewarding acquisition with enduring legacy. Coin number 4. The 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel, a 5-cent coin featuring President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famed Monticello home on the reverse, represents a quintessential piece of modern U.S. coinage that appeals to both general and specialist collectors. While most 1989 nickels remain common and trade near face value, exceptionally preserved and higher-grade pieces from the Denver Mint have become sought after in numismatic circles because they showcase how even 20th century circulating coins can command premiums when condition and specific visual traits align. Premium prices for rare examples underscore the broader market demand for Jefferson nickels, especially those with high appeal and strong strike quality. The Jefferson Nickel series debuted in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel with designs by Felix Schlag that honored Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence. By the late 1980s, the series was a staple of everyday commerce, minted in large numbers at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the latter for proofs. The 1989 D-Strike was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the primary mints for business strike coins. With over 570 million pieces struck, the 1989 D-Nickel is abundant in circulation compared to earlier rarities in the series. Visually, the Jefferson Nickel maintains the classic elements long familiar to collectors, a left-facing portrait of Jefferson on the obverse and the iconic Monticello mansion on the reverse, with inscriptions including United States of America, E Pluribus Unum Monticello and 5 cents. Composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin weighs roughly 5 grams and measures about 21.2 millimeters in diameter. What distinguishes a more valuable 1989 D-coins isn't a radical design change, but the sharpness of strike details, particularly on the Monticello steps on the reverse. Collectors prize coins with full steps FS, where all 5 or 6 steps are fully defined, because this level of detail is far less common in higher grades. Though the baseline mintage is high, the true rarity for 1989 D-Nickels lies in high-grade, well-struck examples, especially those with full steps designation. Circulated examples are plentiful and typically worth face value, but uncirculated pieces with strong strikes are much scarcer, particularly in grades above MS65, mint state. Coins graded MS66 and above with full steps are especially rare, and higher grade FS examples are the ones that draw collector interest and premium prices. The market for 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel spans a broad value range depending on condition and strike quality. Ordinary circulated pieces are generally worth their face value, or only modestly above it. However, certified uncirculated examples, especially in MS65, MS66 grades, can fetch tens to a few $100s, and the most sharply struck full step specimens, particularly those graded MS66 FS or higher, have realized prices exceeding $1,000 in documented auction records. For perspective, generic uncirculated 1989 D nickels might trade for low double-digit values, while top certified coins bring significantly more because collector demand far outstrips supply in those elite grades. Reputable dealers, specialized auctions, and well-vetted numismatic marketplaces are ideal places to find high-grade examples. Avoid too good to be true deals and compare recent graded auction results to gauge fair pricing. Protect your coins. Use proper holders, avoid handling by bare fingers, and store in climate-controlled conditions to preserve eye appeal and prevent environmental damage. In summary, while the 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel is not among the all-time blockbuster rarities in U.S. coinage, its most exceptional specimens, especially those with full steps and high mint state grades, have demonstrated genuine market value and collector appeal. This coin exemplifies how even common modern dates can become prized under the right conditions, and why numismatists remain vigilant for premium examples in pocket change and collections. Whether you're a beginner excited by the possibility of finding something special or an experienced collector building out Jefferson Nickel sets, the 1989 D offers a compelling blend of history, design, and the potential for investment-worthy quality. Beyond its role as a modern circulation coin, the 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel has become an important symbol of how later-date issues are gradually transitioning into collectible status due to aging, attrition, and advanced grading standards. As coins spend decades in circulation, their population of sharply struck, well-preserved pieces naturally diminishes. Many 1989 D nickels have already suffered from wear, surface scratches, and corrosive environmental exposure, making high-grade survivors more desirable with each passing year. This evolving scarcity plays a major role in boosting long-term price performance and collector enthusiasm for premium examples. The evolution of grading technology and numismatic expectations has also significantly impacted the market for this coin. In earlier decades, even nicely preserved nickels might have been overlooked by collectors who were primarily focused on pre-1960 key dates. Today, with more advanced grading services and increased appreciation for strike detail, the full steps classification has transformed what might appear to be a common coin into a specialized trophy piece. Collectors now eagerly search rolls, bags, and sealed bank stocks for hidden high-quality rarities, turning the 1989 D nickel into a modern treasure hunt coin. Another aspect that strengthens the investment appeal of this date is its role in completing competitive registry sets. Many registry collectors pursue not only full Jefferson Nickel series, but also subcategories, such as mint state full steps Denver issues of the 1980s. When the supply of graded high-end coins is extremely limited, as it is for the 1989 D above MS66 with full steps, demand becomes amplified, sometimes resulting in surprisingly strong bidding wars. Coins that achieve top population status with grading companies can experience dramatic spikes in value, as only a handful of collectors can own the very best. Collectors also appreciate how the 1989 D nickel reflects changes in U.S. minting consistency during the late 20th century. Strike quality varied significantly across production runs, meaning Denver Mint coins could range from beautifully crisp to noticeably soft. When a coin exhibits a clean, well-defined portrait and razor-sharp architectural lines on Monticello, it immediately stands out from average strikes. The combination of technical quality, historical design continuity, and modern production makes this issue an excellent reference point in understanding the broader evolution of U.S. coinage craftsmanship. Finally, this coin serves as a reminder of the excitement that still exists in everyday pocket change. Many collectors first enter the hobby because they discover coins like the 1989 D nickel that appear ordinary yet hold hidden potential when studied closely. The possibility of uncovering a valuable full steps rarity keeps this coin relevant and exciting, especially for younger numismatists and those working on tight budgets. It illustrates the rewarding nature of the hobby, proving that exceptional numismatic finds are not limited to centuries-old rarities, but can still emerge from modern circulation when conditions strike and collector passion align perfectly. The 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel also holds strong appeal for thematic collectors who focus on presidential or architectural motifs. Thomas Jefferson's enduring legacy as a founding father and the iconic depiction of Monticello create a compelling narrative for both history enthusiasts and numismatists. Collectors often appreciate the coin not just for its numismatic value, but for the story it tells. Jefferson's vision, the elegance of Monticello's design, and the continuity of a series that spans decades of American history. This dual significance, aesthetic and historical, helps maintain consistent interest in the coin, especially among those building sets that emphasize both design integrity and completeness. From an investment standpoint, the 1989 D nickel represents a microcosm of modern U.S. coin collecting, where condition and detail define value more than age alone. While the coin is abundant in circulation, its high-grade survivors, particularly those with full steps and superior luster, are inherently limited and command notable premiums. Over time, as more coins are handled, lost, or downgraded by circulation wear, these pristine examples are likely to become increasingly scarce. This combination of historical relevance, design beauty, and the potential for future appreciation ensures that the 1989 D. Jefferson Nickel remains a noteworthy acquisition for both serious numismatists and savvy investors seeking a tangible, collectible asset that bridges modern and historical U.S. coinage. Coin number 5. The 1984 D. Thomas Jefferson Nickel occupies a special place in modern American numismatics, revered not just for its connection to one of the founding fathers, but also for its rarity and collector appeal. While Jefferson nickels are widely collected, certain 1984 D coins stand out as ultra-rare, particularly those in pristine, high-grade conditions or featuring unique die varieties. Collectors are drawn to this coin because it bridges a historical legacy of Thomas Jefferson with the aesthetic and technical refinement of 20th century minting. Its demand is further amplified by the limited availability of top-tier specimens, making it a sought-after piece for both seasoned numismatists and newcomers looking for an investment-grade collectible. The 1984 D. Jefferson Nickel was minted at the Denver Mint during a period of continuity for Jefferson Nickel series, which began in 1938. This series was designed to honor Thomas Jefferson and his iconic home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1984 issue emerged during a time of heightened interest in commemorative and modern collectible coins in the United States. While not a bicentennial coin in the traditional sense, it falls within an era when the U.S. Mint experimented with subtle design enhancements and sought to maintain collector enthusiasm for circulating coinage. The coin also represents the economic and cultural context of the 1980s, reflecting a period when U.S. coinage was increasingly appreciated by collectors for both its historical symbolism and potential market value. The obverse of the 1984 D. Nickel features a refined portrait of Thomas Jefferson, facing left, with inscriptions including "In God We Trust," the year 1984, and the mint mark D for Denver. The reverse displays Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia state, with crisp architectural details and the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and 5 cents. Crafted from a copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin weighs 5 grams and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. High-grade examples reveal exceptional sharpness in Jefferson's hair, Monticello's columns, and surrounding lettering. Certain specimens also exhibit notable die varieties, such as double dies or re-punched mint marks, which has significantly enhanced their value among specialized collectors. While millions of nickels were produced in 1984, ultra-rare high-grade examples from the Denver Mint are scarce. Circulated coins typically show where that diminishes collector appeal, but uncirculated or gem-quality specimens, especially those graded MS-65 or higher by reputable services like PGS or NGC, are exceedingly rare. Condition is paramount in determining value. Even minor imperfections can dramatically affect price. Moreover, some die errors, such as double dies or slight die cracks, contribute to the coin's desirability. This combination of limited availability, condition sensitivity, and error potential makes the 1984 D. Nickel a prized piece in serious collections. The market for high-grade 1984 D. Jefferson nickels is robust, particularly for specimens with pristine surfaces or notable die varieties. Typical uncirculated coins in MS 60 to MS 63 condition may range from $10 to $50, but gem-quality MS 65 coins, or those with certified special varieties, can command prices exceeding $200 or more at auction. Exceptional error coins, such as double dies or rare repunch mint marks, can attract even higher premiums, sometimes reaching several $100s. Market trends indicate steady appreciation over time, reflecting both the coin's scarcity and the enduring popularity of Jefferson Nickels among collectors. For collectors aiming to acquire a 1984 D. Jefferson Nickel, authentication and condition verification are critical. Always seek coins certified by professional grading services like NGC or PCGS to ensure both quality and market confidence. When evaluating coins, examine the sharpness of Jefferson's features, the clarity of Monticello, and the presence of any die anomalies. Store coins in protective holders, avoid handling them directly, and maintain a stable environment to prevent tarnishing. Auctions, reputable coin dealers, and numismatic conventions are excellent avenues for finding high-grade or rare varieties, and joining collector communities can provide insights into emerging trends and newly discovered error coins. The 1984 D. Monticello Thomas Jefferson Nickel exemplifies the blend of historical reverence, technical craftsmanship, and collectible rarity that defines modern numismatics. Its appeal lies not only in its connection to Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, but also in its scarcity in uncirculated and error varieties. For collectors, this coin represents a convergence of aesthetic beauty, historical significance, and investment potential. Whether pursued for its historical narrative, its finely detailed design, or its growing market value, the 1984 D. Jefferson Nickel remains a cornerstone of any serious collection and a symbol of the enduring allure of American coinage. Beyond its historical context, the 1984 D. Jefferson Nickel stands out for its artistic refinement. The portrait of Jefferson on the obverse captures his thoughtful expression, with intricate detailing in his hair and facial features that reflect the skill of designer Felix Schlag. The reverse depiction of Monticello is more than a mere architectural rendering. It symbolizes Jefferson's ideals of democracy, education, and innovation. Collectors appreciate the subtle balance of symbolism and artistry, which elevates this coin above ordinary circulation pieces. The sharpness of the design, particularly in high-grade examples, allows numismatists to study the engraving craftsmanship, making the coin both a collector's item and a miniature work of art. The Denver Mint mark, D, is not just an identifier of origin. It can dramatically influence a coin's collectability. Certain specimens of the 1984 D. Nickel may exhibit slight variations in the mint mark itself, such as doubling or repunching, which are highly prized by error collectors. Even subtle differences in die alignment or strike pressure can make a particular coin stand out. These varieties often fetch premiums at auction, as they are documented in numismatic references, and attract specialized collectors seeking unique specimens. Understanding these nuances is key for both new and experienced collectors when assessing a coin's rarity and potential value. While Jefferson Nickels are not typically seen as high-end investment coins, the 1984 D in ultra-high grades has shown consistent appreciation in recent decades. The combination of limited availability in gem condition, growing interest in modern collectible coins, and the appeal of Jefferson-themed pieces creates a stable market. Coins graded MS65 or higher, particularly those with certified die varieties, have proven resilient in value, often outperforming lower-grade circulated examples. For investors, acquiring these coins early and in top condition provides both historical enjoyment and the potential for financial gain as the market continues to recognize their scarcity and artistic merit. Collector communities and resources. Engaging with collector communities is invaluable for anyone pursuing a 1984 D. Jefferson Nickel. Numismatic clubs, online forums, and specialized coin shows provide insight into current market trends, newly discovered die varieties, and the provenance of rare coins. Publications such as the Red Book and other numismatic catalogs detail mintages, error varieties, and market values, guiding collectors in making informed decisions. Networking with experienced collectors also helps in identifying authentic high-grade coins, avoiding counterfeits, and securing fair pricing. For serious collectors, these resources are as important as the coin itself, providing context and connections that enhance the collecting experience. Ultimately, the 1984 D. Jefferson Nickel embodies a legacy that extends beyond mere monetary value. It connects collectors with the principles of Thomas Jefferson, the elegance of Monticello, and the evolution of U.S. coinage during the late 20th century. Its enduring appeal lies in a fusion of historical resonance, meticulous design, and numismatic scarcity. Whether admired as a display piece, studied for its design and dye varieties, or held as a long-term investment, this nickel maintains a prominent place in American coin collecting. As interest in modern and semi-modern coins continues to grow, the 1984 Jefferson Nickel remains a benchmark for quality, rarity, and timeless historical significance. Coin number 6. The 1941 Monticello Thomas Jefferson Nickel is widely regarded as one of the most coveted coins among serious numismatists. Part of the long-running Jefferson Nickel series, this coin carries not only the legacy of one of America's most iconic presidents, but also a rich history of craftsmanship and design innovation. Collectors today prize the 1941 issue, especially high-grade uncirculated examples, due to its combination of historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and extreme scarcity in pristine condition. Its enduring allure lies in the way it encapsulates a moment in American history, while offering potential for significant appreciation and value, making a highly sought-after piece for both new collectors and seasoned investors alike. Minted in 1941, the Monticello Jefferson Nickel occupies a unique place in the chronology of U.S. coinage. This year marked a period just before the United States' entry into World War II, a time when the country was experiencing economic recovery and industrial growth following the Great Depression. Produced at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, the 1941 nickel was part of the ongoing effort to honor Thomas Jefferson, America's third president, while promoting national pride through widely circulated coinage. The coin's Monticello reverse design, depicting Jefferson's famed Virginia state, reinforces its historical resonance, connecting collectors to both the personal legacy of Jefferson and the broader narrative of early 20th century America. The 1941 Jefferson nickel measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, weighs 5 grams, and is composed of a copper-nickel alloy, typical of pre-war nickels. Its obverse features a dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left, capturing the president's thoughtful demeanor and intellectual legacy. The reverse showcases a finely detailed rendering of Monticello, Jefferson's architectural masterpiece, emphasizing symmetry and classical design. Collectors are particularly drawn to the sharpness of these design elements in high-grade specimens, where the intricacy of Jefferson's hair, facial features, and the state's columns and roofline are fully preserved. Exceptional coins often display a lustrous finish and remarkable strike quality, enhancing their desirability. While millions of 1941 nickels were minted across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the ultra-rare examples that command top dollar are those in uncirculated or near-perfect condition. Factors such as full original luster, absence of wear, and sharply defined details significantly impact rarity. Certain varieties, like those exhibiting subtle minting anomalies or double dyes, further elevate the coin's collectible status. Condition is critical. Even minor scratches or toning can drastically influence market value. As a result, high-grade 1941 nickels certified by professional grading services are considered treasures among collectors, often commanding prices far beyond their face value. The market value of a 1941 Jefferson nickel varies widely depending on mint mark, condition, and rarity. Circulated coins typically range from $1 to $5, while high-grade uncirculated examples, MS-63 to MS-65, can fetch between $100 and $300. Ultra-premium coins, especially those graded MS-66 or higher by PCGS or NGC, have been known to sell for $500 or more at auction. Rare varieties or coins with exceptional eye appeal can even surpass these figures. Trends in numismatic markets suggest steady appreciation, driven by the coin's historical significance and the scarcity of pristine specimens, making it an attractive investment for long-term collectors. For collectors seeking to acquire a 1941 Jefferson nickel, it is crucial to focus on condition and authenticity. Professional certification through recognized grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, provides assurance of grade, originality, and marketability. Collectors should examine coins for sharp detail on both the obverse and reverse, maintaining careful storage and protective holders to prevent damage or toning. Reputable dealers, established auction houses, and trusted numismatic forums are ideal channels for acquisition. Patience and discernment are key, as spotting high-quality examples can require careful study of subtle design features and comparison with known reference coins. The 1941 Monticello Thomas Jefferson Nickel stands as a remarkable intersection of history, artistry, and investment potential. Its elegant design, historical context, and the scarcity of top-grade examples ensure that it continues to captivate collectors around the world. Beyond its face value, this nickel serves as a tangible connection to Thomas Jefferson's legacy and a pre-war era of American coinage. For collectors, both novice and experienced, the 1941 nickel represents not only a prized addition to any collection, but also a coin with enduring value and appreciation potential, solidifying its status as one of the most prestigious pieces in the Jefferson Nickel series. The 1941 Jefferson Nickel was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, DE; and San Francisco, S. While Philadelphia coins are the most common, collectors often seek the Denver and San Francisco issues due to slightly lower mintages and unique characteristics. Some 1941 nickels also exhibit subtle die variations, such as double dies or weak strikes, which can dramatically increase their desirability. Knowledge of these varieties is critical for serious collectors, as even small differences in design details, like the spacing of letters or the sharpness of Monticello's columns, can distinguish a regular coin from a rare collector-grade specimen. Those with keen eyes for these nuances often enjoy both the thrill of the hunt and the potential financial rewards. The 1941 nickel is not just valuable for its rarity. It represents an important era in U.S. coinage. It was produced during the early years of Jefferson's Nickel series, which began in 1938, and serves as a bridge between pre-war American currency and the dramatic changes that came during World War II. Numismatists value this coin because it reflects both the artistry of early 20th century minting and the technological consistency of the U.S. mint prior to wartime metal shortages. As such, the 1941 Jefferson Nickel is a tangible piece of American history, capturing the political, cultural, and economic atmosphere of its era while preserving Jefferson's enduring legacy. Modern collectors are drawn to the 1941 Jefferson Nickel not only for its historical importance, but also for its aesthetic appeal and investment potential. Coins with full luster, crisp details, and eye-catching toning are highly prized. The Monticello reverse, in particular, appeals to collectors who appreciate architectural beauty and the intricacies of early American design. Beyond aesthetics, there's an emotional appeal. Owning a high-grade 1941 nickel connects collectors to a pivotal period in American history, offering a sense of continuity and preservation of national heritage. This emotional connection often motivates collectors to pay premium prices for coins that are visually and historically exceptional. Over the past decades, high-grade 1941 Jefferson nickels have shown steady appreciation in value, particularly those certified MS-65 or higher. Market trends indicate that as fewer uncirculated examples remain available, demand among both collectors and investors grows stronger. Rare varieties, such as coins with striking anomalies or proof-like surfaces, can command particularly high premiums. Compared to other silver-free nickels of the era, the 1941 issue holds a unique niche due to its age, historical context, and condition rarity. For those looking to diversify a numismatic portfolio, this coin provides a combination of stability, historical cachet, and long-term potential appreciation. Owning a 1941 Monticello Jefferson Nickel is more than acquiring a piece of metal. It's embracing a legacy. This coin embodies the artistry, historical significance, and meticulous craftsmanship of American minting traditions. Collectors often view it as a cornerstone of a Jefferson Nickel collection, a bridge to other important pre-war and wartime issues, and a tangible connection to one of America's most revered presidents. Whether collected for historical reverence, aesthetic enjoyment, or financial investment, the 1941 nickel offers unparalleled satisfaction. Its enduring popularity assures that it will remain a centerpiece in collections, auctions, and numismatic discussions for decades to come. Coin number 6. The 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel occupies a unique niche in American numismatics as one of the most sought-after and valuable issues from the mid-20th century. While not as universally recognized as the earlier wartime silver nickels, This coin has captured the attention of collectors due to its low mintage, distinct mint mark, and association with a period transition in U.S. coinage. Today, the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel is prized not only for its historical significance, but also for its investment potential, with pristine examples commanding strong interest in the market. Numismatists and investors alike view this coin as a rare opportunity to own a piece of mid-century American coinage that exemplifies both artistry and scarcity. Historically, the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel represents a fascinating moment in the Jefferson series. By the early 1960s, the nickel had firmly established itself as a staple of U.S. circulation, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. The 1964 D coin was minted at the Denver Mint during a period of rising demand for coinage, just prior to the dramatic compositional changes of the late 1960s. Although the coin did not commemorate a specific historical event, its place in the post-war Jefferson Nickel series coincides with an era of economic growth and cultural change in the United States. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its design continuity, but also for its representation of a transitional period in U.S. minting. The design of the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel reflects both classical elegance and precise craftsmanship. The obverse showcases a refined portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, capturing the third president's profile with remarkable detail. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia estate, is rendered with careful attention to architectural lines and perspective. The coin is composed of the standard 75% copper and 25% nickel alloy, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a weight of 5 grams, making it consistent with other Jefferson nickels of the era. What distinguishes high-grade 1964 D examples is the crispness of the strike, the sharpness of lettering, and the absence of circulation wear, allowing collectors to fully appreciate Schlag's artistic work. Rarity is a primary factor contributing to the desirability of the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel. While the overall mintage of 1964 nickels was relatively high, the Denver Mint produced significantly fewer coins in exceptional condition, especially uncirculated specimens. Certain varieties, including coins with prominent doubling or rare die cracks, are particularly scarce, elevating their collectible appeal. Condition is paramount, as even minor abrasions or toning can dramatically affect market value. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services are exceedingly rare, often attracting competition among advanced collectors seeking to add a top-tier example to their portfolios. Market value for the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel varies, depending on condition, rarity, and certification. Common circulated examples may trade for modest amounts, typically ranging from $5 to $15. However, high-grade uncirculated coins, particularly those certified MS65 or better, can command prices in the hundreds of dollars, with auction records occasionally surpassing $1,000 for exceptionally pristine or rare error examples. The combination of historical interest, low population in top grades, and growing collector demand contributes to steady appreciation, making a viable coin for both enthusiasts and investors seeking tangible assets with numismatic significance. Collectors seeking the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel should prioritize authentication and grading through reputable services such as PCGS or NGC. Close examination of the mint mark, strike quality, and surface preservation is essential to avoid lower grade or altered examples. Proper storage and archival quality holders, along with minimal exposure to humidity and handling, ensures that the coin retains its condition and value over time. Engaging with established coin dealers, reputable auction houses, and numismatic communities can also increase the likelihood of acquiring a genuine high-grade specimen. For aspiring collectors, careful research and patience often yield the most rewarding acquisitions. In conclusion, the 1964 D. Jefferson Nickel stands as a symbol of mid-28th century American coinage, blending historical resonance, artistic merit, and scarcity-driven value. Its appeal spans casual collectors, dedicated numismatists, and investors seeking both aesthetic and financial reward. With a distinctive design, limited availability in top grades, and consistent market demand, this coin represents a prime example of why Jefferson Nickels remain a cornerstone of U.S. numismatic collections. For those who recognize its significance, the 1964 D nickel is more than currency. It is a tangible connection to America's rich history, artistry, and enduring collector culture. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1964 D Jefferson Nickel is the subtle variations that exist among surviving specimens. While the coin's overall design remained consistent, collectors have identified minor differences in die polishing, strike strength, and mint mark placement that can significantly affect value. For instance, coins exhibiting a fully struck Monticello with sharply defined columns or a deeply engraved D mint mark are particularly prized. These small details demonstrate the meticulous craftsmanship of the Denver Mint and offer collectors an opportunity to appreciate the technical nuances of mid-20th century coin production. Such variations are often the subject of intense study within numismatic circles, and finding a top-tier example with rare characteristics can be a defining moment for a collector's portfolio. Error coins from the 1964 D series are exceptionally rare and highly coveted. Misstrikes, die cracks, or double dies, though uncommon, provide a window into the minting process and add a layer of excitement for advanced collectors. Even minor anomalies, such as double lettering on Monticello or slight off-center strikes, can elevate a coin from a standard circulation piece to a collectible rarity. Auction records indicate that error examples can sell for multiples of standard uncirculated specimens, reflecting both scarcity and collector enthusiasm. For those seeking the thrill of discovery, carefully inspecting coins for these subtle imperfections can transform a typical acquisition into a truly remarkable find. Another contributing factor to the coin's value is its historical placement within the Jefferson Nickel series. By 1964, the nickel had become a familiar fixture in American commerce. Yet the coin also marks the end of an era before the composition changes that followed in the late 1960s. Collectors are particularly drawn to this transitional period, viewing the 1964 D nickel as a bridge between classic mid-century coinage and the modern era. Its historical context enhances its allure, as it embodies a moment in time when design, production, and circulation converge to create a piece that remains visually appealing and historically significant decades later. The coin's investment potential is closely tied to its population in certified high grades. Professional grading services like PZGS and NGC provide detailed population reports, which indicate that MS65 and higher examples are exceedingly limited. This scarcity in top grades has a direct impact on auction prices, often resulting in competitive bidding among serious collectors. Over the past decade, market trends suggest a steady appreciation for high-grade 1964 D nickels, reflecting broader interest in mid-century American coins and the enduring popularity of Jefferson-themed issues. For investors seeking a balance between historical appeal and tangible asset growth, this nickel represents a rare opportunity. For collectors building a Jefferson Nickel set, the 1964 D coin often becomes a centerpiece due to its scarcity in superior condition. Strategically acquiring such coins requires patience, research, and access to reputable sources. Numismatic conventions, online marketplaces, and specialist auctions are ideal venues to find certified specimens, while networking with other collectors can provide early insights into upcoming opportunities. It is also important to consider provenance. Coins with documented ownership history or prior auction records may carry additional value, particularly among serious numismatists who prioritize authenticity and traceability. Finally, the 1964 D Jefferson Nickel offers a compelling blend of aesthetics, history, and investment appeal that few other mid-20th century coins can match. Its understated yet elegant design, combined with limited availability in top grades, creates a sense of exclusivity that appeals to both seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. The coin serves not only as a tangible link to Thomas Jefferson and his iconic Monticello estate, but also as a testament to the enduring fascination with American coinage. As interest in collectible nickels continues to grow, the 1964 D Jefferson Nickel is likely to remain a highlight in numismatic collections, a symbol of mid-century artistry, and a sound long-term investment in the world of rare coins.